In the quiet town of Ravenswood, notorious prankster Jake found himself at the center of unsettling events that would haunt him for the rest of his life. The shadows, once innocent playgrounds for his mischief, now concealed a malevolent presence that relished in fear. The pranks had started innocently enough, earning Jake laughter and occasional exasperation from his neighbors. But as the nights grew darker and the town's atmosphere took on an eerie quality, his antics took an unsettling turn. One moonlit night, under the cover of darkness, he crafted a scarecrow in the likeness of the town's mayor, complete with his distinct spectacles and crooked grin. Placing it strategically in front of the mayor's house, he imagined the mayor's surprise come morning. The next day, the town was abuzz with laughter as the mayor, grumbling and half-terrified, discovered his effigy. Emboldened by his success, Jake continued his campaign of mischief, escalating the pranks in both creativity and horror. One evening, he rigged the local radio station to play eerie whispers in the dead of night, sending shivers down the spines of those who dared listen. The townsfolk, once entertained, now cast wary glances at every shadow, unsure of what prank awaited them next. As Jake's pranks intensified, so did the unease in Ravenswood. People spoke of supernatural occurrences, ghostly apparitions in dark corners, and whispers that echoed their darkest fears. The air seemed charged with an otherworldly energy. One stormy night, Jake decided to craft a series of eerie messages, personalized to strike at the deepest fears of his victims. Using an old radio transmitter hidden in the town's outskirts, he broadcasted these spine-chilling messages. The results were both horrifying and gratifying. Sleep-deprived residents stumbled through their days, haunted by the disembodied whispers that echoed their darkest fears. The atmosphere in Ravenswood became tense, a palpable fear lurking beneath the surface. But as the town descended into chaos, something sinister changed. The pranks that once brought laughter now elicited genuine terror. Jake's mischievous glee waned, replaced by a creeping realization that he had unleashed forces beyond his control. One fateful night, as he reveled in the aftermath of his most chilling broadcast, he noticed a figure in the shadows, an entity that seemed to materialize from the town's collective fears. It wore a twisted grin, its eyes empty voids. Fear clutched at Jake's throat as the smiling shadow approached. It spoke in hushed tones, its words resonating with the combined dread of the town. "You toy with forces you cannot comprehend, Jake. Your pranks have awakened something ancient, something hungry for fear." The town, once his canvas for laughter, had become a breeding ground for a malevolent force. The boundary between prank and reality blurred, and Jake's jests morphed into something far more sinister. As the entity faded into the night, Jake was left to grapple with the consequences of his actions. The once lively town of Ravenswood now stood on the precipice of darkness, and Jake, its unwitting architect, was haunted by the ghastly specters his pranks had unleashed. Days turned into nights, and the town's fear became a tangible presence. Residents spoke of nightmares that transcended sleep, and the air crackled with an otherworldly energy. Jake, too, fell victim to the haunting whispers that echoed through the desolate streets. In his desperate quest for redemption, he sought the counsel of local historians and occult experts, hoping to unravel the dark forces he had unwittingly awakened. The answers, however, proved elusive, hidden in the town's murky past. As Ravenswood teetered on the brink of an unknown abyss, Jake realized that the line between prankster and victim had blurred beyond recognition. The malevolent force that thrived on fear had become a collective nightmare, a manifestation of the town's deepest anxieties. Haunted by the smiling shadow figure, Jake attempted various methods to banish the entity. He consulted with mediums, performed ancient rituals, and even tried to confront the entity directly. Each attempt only fueled the entity's hunger for fear, pushing it to torment him even more. Jake's descent into madness was gradual but inexorable. Sleepless nights and relentless fear took a toll on his sanity. He saw the smiling shadow figure everywhere, lurking in the corners of his room, grinning from the darkness outside his window, and even manifesting in his nightmares. One fateful night, Jake vanished without a trace. The town searched for him, but he had become another victim of the smiling shadow figure. His disappearance left Ravenswood with a chilling mystery that would endure for generations. As the years passed, the town's dark history became a whispered legend. Residents spoke of a malevolent force that thrived on fear, a force that had consumed Jake and continued to haunt the town to this day. And so Ravenswood remained a place of lingering dread, where shadows held secrets, and the smiling shadow figure watched, waiting for its next victim. The prankster's legacy had become a harrowing tale, a warning to those who dared to unleash terror without understanding the true horrors that lurked in the darkness.
In my worn-out journal, I chronicled my journey through the obscure corners of the world, my insatiable curiosity fueling a relentless quest for the unexplained. Estranged from the mundane, I, an avid explorer of the paranormal, found myself drawn to the eerie silence of forgotten places. Little did I know that my curiosity would lead me to something I will never forget. One evening, I found myself wandering the forgotten paths of an abandoned settlement. The moon cast long shadows, revealing the skeletal remains of houses that once echoed with laughter. It was a place lost to time, swallowed by the darkness of its own tragic past. As I ventured deeper, the wind whispered haunting melodies through the broken windows, and the air hung heavy with the scent of decay. My steps echoed in the silence, each one a reminder of the desolation that surrounded me. In the heart of this forgotten place, I stumbled upon a small, dilapidated house. The door creaked open as if inviting me in. Hesitation gripped me, but a distant, mournful cry like that of a child urged me forward. The cry emanated from a room illuminated by a feeble candle. There, in a corner, huddled a lost-looking girl, no older than 10. Her tear-streaked face held a mixture of fear and longing. Cradled in her arms was a raggedy black cat, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly intelligence. "Are you lost?" I asked, my voice a fragile thread in the oppressive silence. The girl looked up, revealing eyes that mirrored the depths of an ancient sorrow. "I can't find my way home," she whispered, her words echoing in the desolation. Compelled by an inexplicable force, I offered a comforting smile and said, "I'll help you find your way. What's your name?" She hesitated, then whispered, "Emily." Taking Emily's hand, we ventured back into the forsaken settlement. The cat, now perched on her shoulder, observed me with an unsettling intelligence. As we walked, Emily shared tales of the settlement's tragic past, of families torn apart, of whispered curses, and of a mysterious illness that had claimed the lives of its inhabitants. The night deepened, and an eerie mist enveloped the narrow pathways. Unease gnawed at me, but a sense of duty kept me by Emily's side. Soon, the settlement transformed into a labyrinth of twisted alleys, each turn leading us further into an otherworldly realm. Abruptly, Emily stopped, her gaze fixed on a decaying house with an open door. "My home is here," she declared. Stepping inside, the air turned stagnant, heavy with the weight of forgotten memories. Faded family portraits adorned the walls, each face etched with sorrow. I felt a shiver crawl down my spine, realizing that Emily was the ghost of a long-lost child and her cat, a spectral companion. As the truth unfolded, the atmosphere grew malevolent. Shadows whispered, and the temperature plummeted. Emily's voice turned hollow, recounting the tragic tale of her demise. Her family, consumed by grief, had inadvertently damned the settlement with a curse that twisted reality. The cat's eyes glowed brighter as it transformed into a demonic entity, an ancient guardian of the cursed settlement. My heart raced as reality warped around us. Walls groaned, and ghostly apparitions materialized. their mournful wails echoing through the haunted corridors. Desperation clawed at me as I sought an escape, but the spectral forces conspired against it. Emily's pleas grew more desperate, her form flickering between the lost child and a malevolent specter. In the midst of the chaos, the demonic cat lunged, and the world dissolved into a cacophony of screams and ethereal howls. I fought against the suffocating darkness, struggling to comprehend the supernatural forces that enveloped me. Suddenly, silence fell like a heavy curtain. I found myself standing alone in the center of the dilapidated settlement, the cursed house now reduced to rubble. Emily and her spectral feline companion had vanished, leaving behind only the echoes of their tragic tale. As dawn broke, dispelling the remnants of the spectral night, I fled the accursed settlement, haunted by the harrowing encounter. The lost girl and her demonic cat became a chilling memory, a tale I dared not share for fear that the curse might find its way into the fabric of my reality. Months passed, yet the echoes of that night lingered in my nightmares. Sleep became elusive, replaced by the haunting visage of Emily and her spectral cat. I became a prisoner of my own fear, unable to escape the suffocating grip of the supernatural. It wasn't until a chance encounter with a mysterious stranger that the path to my redemption revealed itself. The stranger, a wizened figure with piercing eyes, approached me with a knowing smile. "You've seen the lost souls, haven't you?" the stranger mused. In that moment, the floodgates opened, and I poured out the tale I had locked away in the recesses of my mind. The stranger listened, nodding knowingly as if privy to the secrets of the supernatural. With a gentle touch, the stranger spoke words of ancient wisdom, guiding me to a forgotten ritual that could sever the ethereal ties that bound me to Emily and the cursed settlement. It was a journey of self-discovery and redemption. The night of the ritual arrived, and I found myself standing at the edge of the forsaken settlement. The air crackled with energy as I recited incantations that echoed through the desolation. Shadows danced, and a ghostly wind whispered the secrets of the ancient curse. In the midst of the ritual, Emily materialized, her eyes filled with a mixture of longing and gratitude. The demonic cat, now a mere shadow of its former self, observed from the periphery. As the incantations reached a crescendo, a blinding light enveloped Emily and the spectral cat. Their forms wavered, caught between the realms of the living and the dead. The stranger's words guided me, and with a final incantation, the spectral entities dissipated, carried away by the ethereal wind. Silence settled over the settlement, but this time, it was a tranquil hush. The curse that had bound Emily and the settlement was broken. The mysterious stranger, their purpose fulfilled, disappeared into the night, leaving me standing alone amidst the ruins. In the aftermath, I felt a weight lifted from my shoulders, the shackles of fear and guilt replaced by a sense of closure. The settlement, once condemned to darkness, now seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. I returned to my normal life, forever changed by the supernatural encounter. I had feared speaking of the ritual, the stranger, or the cursed settlement to anyone, as revealing such tales would be to invite disbelief and judgment from my family and friends. But as I moved forward, I carried with me the knowledge that sometimes redemption comes from confronting the ghosts of our past. The lost girl and her black cat, once harbingers of fear, found peace through an unexpected journey of courage and ancient wisdom. And in the silence of that forsaken settlement, a whisper of gratitude lingered, a testament to the fragile balance between the living and the dead.